Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we're going to take a look at some G3 prototype dolls that would have changed the entirety of G3. So let's get into it. We're going to take a look at all of the prototype doll pictures we have so far for G3, but I'm betting you there's more, just we don't have them as of right now. So I'm sure there's going to be more pop up as time goes by. But for instance, this new prototype picture was shared by All Image Data. This is for Draculaura's prototype G3 doll, which we had previously seen for a close-up with Frankie and Claudine, where it was like a little logo. It was really cute, but now we get to see the actual full picture of Draculaura in her G3 prototype glory. Here we have a comparison between the prototype and the final version. You know, you can really tell the differences here, not just in like the face mold, but also just design-wise. Like they just look completely different. It's honestly kind of insane how these are both made by the same toy company. They just have such different vibes. So, you know, the prototype obviously has more of a darker theme, which is going to be a reoccurring theme that we see with the other prototypes. They just had more of a darker, you know, undertone with the outfits and everything. They were just definitely much more gothic leaning than the final versions. So for instance, the outfit here, very similar in design. We kind of have like a sheer element, sheer shirt, but in the prototype it's black, in the final it's pink. Then we have like a dress underneath for the prototype in like dark pink. In the final version we just have shorts underneath the open shirt sheer layer. And then for the prototype we have kind of like a layer that goes over the black layer. There's like multiple layers here. I don't even know what's going on, but there's like a shimmery metallic pattern that you can see with bats on the prototype. It's really nice. It adds a little element of pink, but not too much pink. As you can tell, like it's really just black. There's not much pink here, and the pink that is here it's very important to differentiate, because this pink it's dark pink. The final version has hot pink, which is, it does make a difference, shockingly. So the bow tie is pink. On the final version it's black, but they do both have like the bat design for the bow, so that's really cool that they kept that at least. The hair is the same, just the prototype has shorter, wavier hair, and she also has a hat, which the final version got a headband instead. That witch hat, definitely we got robbed. That was such a iconic element for Draculaura, especially because in these series she kind of wears more her hats. She wears her hat more than she has her headband, or maybe it's like a equal amount, but I kind of feel like her hat just has more of like an iconic element to it. And then of course the face is different for the prototype. It's just completely a different mold, which I kind of like. I don't mind actually the final version of the face. I think I preferred that mold more than the prototype version, just because I don't know, I feel like the eyes are a little bit too big. The face shape is not like precisely what I would like for Draculaura. I just think it's a little bit better, rounder for the final version of Draculaura. And then of course the tights, we got socks instead for the final version. And interestingly enough, for the shoes, they got the prototype version first had like sneaker, kind of like boots shoes with like pink accents, with the shoelace and the bottoms painted pink, but overall it was more black. And we also had some bat wings at the back, which is really cute. And in the final version we just had some pink simple heels. So I kind of definitely prefer the bat element with the boots, the black shoes. So yeah, definitely just like a lot of differences, but also a lot of similarities between these two designs. You can definitely see what they kept and what they tried to what they kind of took inspiration from the prototype version into the final version. Like you can see like the socks with the tights, the overall silhouette with the sheer shirt, the bow tie, the shoes. It's definitely like this, like very similar, but there's like also just such a big difference between vibes and just like elements of darker elements overall with the prototype. It is definitely very curious. Next we have Frankie Stein, and wow, they do look amazing. Like I definitely see that they kept a lot of the original design in the final version, with the prosthetic leg, the hairstyle, the overall design for the outfit, even though it ended up being a two-piece with the skirt and the tops. With the prototype it was initially like a dress, it seems like a one-piece, and then instead of like two tops, Frankie just had like a sheer shirt underneath in a prototype version, which definitely is like more gothic. Like I just think like that's more edgy, I guess. I don't know, like a fishnet top, like edgy, but it's definitely just much more cooler. I don't know, it just looks cooler to me personally. Like that just looks really cool, like the fishnet shirt, the chain and neon. Like there was more of an emphasis on like neon green than there is on pink or blue really, and the blue on the dress is like more of like a muted dark blue. The pattern with the little like the pink stripes like really fits well. I like the chain, the element with the belt, and I also like the safety pins. Like I love that little touch like there on the one side, which they couldn't keep obviously for the final version, but they did keep a belt element for the final version, which is cool. And the necklace is also gone, and the earrings seem to be similar but different colors, different molds. The hairstyle doesn't have, the prototype has no color in the hairstyle, just black and white, and the final version has blue. So you can definitely see that they tried to make him to make the G3 dolls more colorful in the end. Like I guess the original prototypes just were not as appealing to kids. They were just not as colorful, and I mean that makes sense. You know, color is very, you know, eye-catching as a kid, so I understand why they would want to add more color. But it just really like goes to show you that the prototypes really just give off more of a mature adult vibe. I don't know why, it just kind of, you know, just like the lesser color, the more black tones, right? Like the more sophisticated kind of like take on the characters. Definitely just kind of like give something else, which I do kind of wonder like what that would be like if that was more like what we would have received in the end with G3. Not necessarily like what we see here with the prototype, but like something like in the middle, because interesting. It's just interesting. And the shoes, by the way, different, completely different. It's more like black with blue and still like sneakers, but like the shoes I'm not like a fan of. Like they're fine, but like yeah, so definitely very similar to the actual final version of the shoes. And overall the skin tone also is not as vibrant. The prototype had more of like a muted blue for his skin tone, and the final version of Frankie has more of like a bright blue skin tone, which is, you know, again, just more color, brighter, everything saturated. So you can definitely tell. But I do enjoy, I love how they kept the prosthetic leg. I love that they kept that. That's important. I think it just really makes sense for Frankie as a character. Lastly, as far as full body comparisons goes, we have G3 Cleo's prototype here, which again, you can see a lot of differences, but also I feel like they did end up keeping more of the original design in the final one here for Cleo. The biggest differences here is the headband. It's a completely different mold. It looks just completely different. I feel like, I don't know, I kind of enjoy the final one with the little, like the wing one side. I think that's very ornamental. It's very cool. It's like unique. But I do like the older headband with like the jewel in the middle that kind of like goes across her bangs, which leads me to my second biggest difference, which is her bangs. She used to have bangs, but now she does not. I wonder what made them got rid of the bangs, you know, for Cleo's or initial core release, because like the bangs are just such a crucial part of like G1's Cleo design. So I wonder like what made them change the bangs, because they look really fine here. They look really cute, but of course I don't really care too much because I do like the hair on the final version as well. It's cute. The hair color actually is very similar. It's the same blue, I think. Maybe the tinsel that they used was different in the prototype version, and then the hair length is very different. It's shorter on the prototype version. Weird, because like the final one has such long hair. I guess they initially had shorter hair in mind for Cleo. Interesting. And then of course the outfit. The outfit is completely different. We have a necklace in teal. The earrings are actually the same mold, exactly the same mold. Interesting. The top is like black with some pattern. It's off the shoulder. I like the top, but I don't like the belt, like for her pants. The belt, but I do appreciate that there's an actual belt here with like an actual ribbon that has like an actual belt buckle. Like that's not plastic, that's not molded, that's an actual belt piece, which is really fun. It's really cool. I've never seen that before with Monster High, I don't think so. That's really fun that it's an actual like working belt kind of. with the buckle. So that's really fun. Or maybe that's actually molded. I'm not sure. It kind of looks realistic to me. So it might be like an actual like fabric belt, but I'm not sure. Then the pants, speaking of the pants, I love the pants. I feel like the pants would have worked so well with Cleo. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I know why they changed it. That they first tested these prototypes with kids, and then the kids obviously gave feedback to what they liked and what they didn't like about the dolls. So obviously someone said get rid of the pants. So some kid didn't like the pants, and then they ended up giving her this dress. So yay. I like the pants. I think the pants are so cute, but I feel like a different top would have maybe worked better. Maybe one with like longer sleeves. I don't know. I just feel like the top with the pants maybe too dark. Maybe I don't like the overall like color theming, but like a different top with the pants I would have loved. So yeah, the top is fine, but I feel like the pants with the top, not really like I don't love, but I think the pants are amazing with the print, the little ribbons on one side. It's really fun. And then the shoes, I actually like the shoes. They're like little wedges. I think I prefer the shoes here for that prototype version. Next up we have Toralei. Now for her we got the prototype first look actually from a website, Monster High website with like mini games and stuff. I forget like which website specifically, but it was like a Monster High website. You got to see like there was a quiz, and in one of the quizzes you got like an option with a picture where one of the options was a picture of Toralei and Deuce. And that's the picture where we can see the prototype version of Toralei's G3 doll. So it's very blurry, it's just very zoomed in, right? So it's not good quality, and it's obviously not the full doll. So, but I think the biggest difference here anyway would have been on the face, which we can see here. She has side glance, which is definitely different. The side glance, the makeup is a little bit brighter. The stripes on her forehead are a little bit bigger, and she also seems to have like darker streaks in her hair, like they're like actually black. So really fun. Definitely, I don't know. I kind of like the side glance version of Toralei more. So I kind of like wish they would have perhaps done that with the final version, but I don't think. Overall, I think it's fine. Like what they ended up doing with Toralei, I like it. Like I think it's fine. Next, we have Claudine. Now for Claudine, we also don't have a full body picture of her prototype yet. So this picture here is the best one we have in terms of like her prototype. So we can see the upper half of her outfit only, but essentially I feel like her design is basically the same as to what we ended up getting for the final version. Like her outfit underneath with the one piece is the same, the choker is the same, the glasses is the same, the hairstyle is the same, even I bet you even the hair texture is the same, like polypropylene. They still used it on the prototype, but the biggest difference here I would say is the inclusion of the coat and the mold, the face mold. I think it's different here. The face mold on the prototype version here is a different mold than the final one. It's just a different one. It's just smaller, I think. But the side glance they did keep, so that's why it kind of looks similar. The fur coat has like pink, not the fur coat, the coat with like a fur hood trim is so cute. Like I love the pink fur or whatever it is, like whatever material. It kind of looks like yarn or like some like fluffed up material. It doesn't even look like fur specifically, it's just like something fluffy. But I like the addition of the coat in olive green with like some gold details with the zipper. I think like this kind of like a coat would have worked really well for the final version of Claudine. So but I mean she ended up getting like a vest instead, like a fur vest in purple, which looks fine, but like I feel like a fur coat like this would have been much more of a statement. It would have been much more cute. Lastly, we have Laguna. Yeah, so Laguna initially in her prototype image here, she was gonna be blue. She was gonna stay blue initially, but then they made her pink. Why? Well, again, like I mentioned earlier, these prototypes went through kid testing, and I guess with the first batch, the feedback was that Laguna wasn't as appealing because she was blue, and so kids would have liked her more if she was pink. That's what they did, and now she's pink. Like Laguna is pink now, basically because some kids thought she didn't look as good blue. So that's the reason, really. That's the only reason why she ended up not being blue. But we can see here kind of like an idea of like what she would have looked like blue. And I gotta say, I kind of like prefer the pink. I just think the pink works for her design the best. The blue, I mean, I get why the blue wouldn't have worked because she has blue in her hair, and it's like, I don't know, maybe just too much blue, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it is weird because her name is Laguna Blue. But again, the feedback doesn't lie. And I think for G3 Laguna, I just like her pink. She just looks cute pink. I like her pink more. But the other differences here is the face mold is different. The hairstyle is the same. The earrings are different. The hair colors as well. And the hoodie, we can see only like a little bit of the top of the hoodie here, but it's definitely like more yellow than the final version was. The final one was just pink. This one is much more of a yellow with like maybe like a gradient to pink, like more on the bottom, which we can't see here. But yeah, it's just a little bit different. The yellow would have looked maybe better. But again, I don't mind the final version. I also just like the final version of the face more. It just looks cute. Oh, we do also have an image here for Deuce's prototype doll, but he essentially looks the same. The biggest difference here is probably the face screening, because the actual head face mold and the snake mold for his hair is the same. Even the glasses are the same mold. So I do wonder like how many stages of prototypes they went through with these characters, because there are a couple of differences with different images having different prototypes. Like there's a gray Frankie with a side part. There's Draculaura here with like a different hairstyle, and Claudine also here has like a different face than the other Claudine we saw. So there's definitely different prototypes that they made for these characters. I wonder how many they went through to get to the final result that we now have on store shelves. So it's just very fascinating to see like the process and like all the changes that happened to get to where we are now. But what do you think of these prototypes? Do you prefer them over the final versions, or would you have liked to see maybe more of a middle ground between both designs and have like the best of both worlds? Let me know what you thought down below. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. That was the video. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and become a member today so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way daily and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time stay peachy. Kisses.